My girlfriend said, I miss the old you. I said he left when you did. What she found in my journal explained everything she thought I'd never say out loud. Original post I-26, right to process things. Always have. Journals, notes app, random scraps of paper. It's how I make sense of the world. 3 nights ago, that habit ended my relationship in the most ironic way possible. Alicia, 25, and I dated for 2 years. First 6 months were intense. Late-night conversations, spontaneous road trips, that can't eat, can't sleep kind of connection. Then reality set in. Jobs, bills, routine. I thought we were growing up together. She thought I was becoming boring. You used to write me poems, she'd say. You used to inspire them, I'd think but never say. The complaint started small. I didn't surprise her anymore. Our dates were predictable. Where was the passionate guy who'd drive 3 hours just to see her smile? Here's what she didn't get. That guy existed because he felt appreciated. Every grand gesture was met with joy. Every poem treasured, every effort recognized. Somewhere along the way, appreciation turned to expectation. Expectations I kept trying to meet while she moved the goalposts. 6 months ago, the I miss the old you comments became constant, like I was defective merchandise she wanted to exchange. So I tried, planned elaborate dates, wrote new poems, bought flowers randomly. Her response? It feels forced now. Can't win. 2 months ago, I caught her texting someone named Derek. Flirty messages, inside jokes, the kind of energy she said I didn't have anymore. Confronted her. Alicia, we're just friends. God, you used to trust me. I did, when you didn't give me reasons not to. See? The old you wouldn't have even looked at my phone. You were confident. Me, the old me, didn't have a girlfriend complaining about him daily. She cried. Said I was right. Promised to do better. I wanted to believe her. Last week, her phone buzzed at 2 a.m. Derek, last night was incredible. When can I see you again? I stared at the message until the screen went dark. Didn't wake her, didn't yell, just felt empty, like watching the last ember of a fire die out. Morning came. She made breakfast, chattering about weekend plans. I nodded, smiled, went through the motions. She didn't notice anything wrong. Why would she? I'd gotten good at being whoever she needed me to be. That night, I wrote in my journal. Really wrote. Not the censored version I'd trained myself to produce. The real thoughts, the anger, the hurt, the exhaustion of being told you're not enough by someone who helped make you that way. 3 days ago, she said it again. I just miss the old you. You're so distant now. He left when you did. What's that supposed to mean? You checked out emotionally months ago. I just followed your lead. That's not fair. I'm trying to save us. By sleeping with Derek? The color drained from her face. She started crying, denying, then admitting, then justifying. Classic progression. I just sat there, calm, too calm. It scared her. Why aren't you angry? Why aren't you fighting for us? Me. Because I already mourned this relationship. I'm just attending the funeral. She stormed out. Came back an hour later, different energy. Suspicious. While she was gone, I'd gone to get coffee. Didn't occur to me she'd snoop. My journal was just sitting on my desk, closed, private. But privacy never stopped Alicia when she wanted something. When I got home, she was sitting on the bed, my journal open in her lap, tears streaming. Alicia, how could you write these things? How could you read them? But I knew which entry she'd found. The one from last week, the night I found out about Derek. I'd titled it Autopsy of Us. Update 1, the journal entry. Since everyone's asking, here's what she read. I still have it. Might as well share since she already violated the privacy. October 14th, Autopsy of Us. She thinks I don't feel anymore, that I've become some emotionless robot. The truth is worse. I feel everything. I just learned to stop showing it. Every time she said, I miss the old you, she killed a piece of him. Like telling a plant you miss when it was a seed while actively poisoning its soil. The old me was reckless with his heart because he thought it was safe with her. The new me knows better. She wants the passionate guy who wrote poetry at 3 a.m. Here's a poem. I loved a girl who loved a memory of someone she helped bury. Now she digs up his grave nightly, wondering why he won't breathe. She's been texting Derek for 2 months. I've known for 6 weeks. She thinks she's clever, changing his contact name to Dereka from work. Like I'm that stupid. Like I don't see her smile at her phone in ways she hasn't smiled at me in months. The funny thing? I'm not even angry anymore. Anger requires energy I don't have. I'm just done. Like when you've been holding something heavy for so long that setting it down feels wrong, but you do it anyway because your arms are failing. She wants the old me back. Here's what happened to him. Died a little when she rolled her eyes at his poems. Died more when I love you became love you too became yeah, same. Died completely when she started comparing him to who he used to be. Now she's got Derek, someone new to idealize until he becomes human too. Someone else to eventually disappoint her by existing beyond her highlight reel expectations. I should leave. Pack up, move out, dramatic exit. But I won't. I'll wait. Let her make the choice she's already made. Let her think she's getting away with something. The relationship is dead. I'm just letting her pick the funeral date. Maybe that makes me pathetic. Or maybe I'm just tired of being the only one who ever fought for us. October 15th, morning after. Found out about Derek's incredible night with her. Still feel nothing. Think I broke something inside. Or maybe she did. Does it matter who held the hammer when we both watched it swing? She made me breakfast. I ate it. We talked about weekend plans. I nodded. This is what ghosts do. Go through motions in houses they used to live in. The old me would have screamed, cried, fought, would have made it passionate and dramatic. Probably what she wants. Needs. Some big scene to feel alive again. Sorry, Alicia. That version of me is gone. You killed him with 1,000 cuts of not good enough. All that's left is this guy who documents the decay and waits for the inevitable. That's what she read. My private thoughts. My processing space. The one place I could be honest about how her constant criticism and betrayal had hollowed me out. Her reaction was exactly what you'd expect from someone who violates boundaries. She made it about her. Alicia, you're calling me a murderer? I didn't kill anyone. Me, you killed my ability to love you. Same thing. This is so dramatic, so manipulative. Me says the woman who cheated to make me jealous and then read my private journal. She tried to flip it, said if I really loved her, I would have fought Derek, would have shown passion. This was proof I never really cared. Me, I cared so much it literally numbed me. That's not indifference, that's survival. She posted on Instagram that night. No details, just when you find out who someone really is. Her friends rallied. Comments about staying strong, knowing your worth, toxic men, the usual script. She basked in the validation while I packed my things. But here's where it gets interesting. Remember Derek? He saw her post, thought it was about him. Commented, I thought we agreed to be discreet. She deleted it immediately. But screenshots are forever. Update 2. The unraveling. The Derek comment opened floodgates. Turns out I wasn't the only one who screenshot it. Her best friend Mira did too. And Mira had questions. See, Alicia had been telling everyone we were basically broken up. That I was emotionally abusive, distant, controlling, classic projection. But Derek commenting implied current involvement, while she was living with me, playing victim. Mira texted me, hey, weird question. Are you and Alicia still together? Me, technically? We live together? Realistically? No. She's been staying at Derek's place twice a week. Said you knew? First I'm hearing about it. Oh God, she said you had an open relationship. News to me. Mira went quiet, then sent screenshots. Alicia in their group chat, painting me as this cold, withholding guy who wouldn't touch her, who made her feel unwanted, who she was basically done with, but I was too fragile to handle a breakup. Meanwhile, I was at home, paying full rent, buying groceries, keeping the lights on while she played house with Derek. I forwarded everything to my close friends, not for drama, for clarity, because I knew what was coming. Sure enough, next day, Alicia went nuclear on social media. A notes app essay about emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and how she'd escaped a toxic situation. No names, but anyone who knew us knew. The comments started supportive. Then people began comparing notes. Wait, didn't she post last month about your anniversary dinner? I thought you guys just went on that trip. Didn't you say he was emotionally abusive? Why were you still living there? Alicia's response was to double down, said I'd been love bombing to keep her trapped, that the trip was manipulation. The anniversary dinner was performative. That's when I made my move. One simple Facebook post. Since my private journal is apparently public content now, here's an excerpt about gaslighting. She says I don't love her right while texting another man. Says I'm emotionally distant while she sleeps at his place. Says I'm manipulative for asking her to contribute to rent. I'm starting to think gaslighting is just projection wearing a victim costume. P.S. Alicia, you left your key and your half of the utilities. Tagged her, tagged Derek, then logged off. The explosion was immediate. Mutual friends started piecing together timelines. When she was posting about being neglected, I was planning anniversary surprises. When she complained about emotional distance, she was literally at Derek's apartment. But the real damage came from an unexpected source, Derek's ex, Natalie. Natalie commented, "Fun fact, he was emotionally distant with me too, right up until I caught him with my roommate. Pattern much?" Suddenly, Alicia's victim narrative crumbled. She wasn't the first girl Derek had saved from a toxic relationship. She was just the latest. Her friends started pulling back. The supportive comments stopped. She panic posted about fake friends and judgmental people. Then things got worse. Her work saw the drama. Social media manager posting messy relationship drama? Not a good look. Her boss called her in for a professional conduct meeting. She blamed me. Of course, sent a barrage of texts about how I'd ruined her life, how vindictive I was, how the old me would never have done this. Me, the old me wouldn't have needed to. The old you wouldn't have cheated. Her, it wasn't cheating, we were basically broken up. Me, in your head maybe. In reality, you were living rent-free in my apartment. I'll pay you back. With what? Derek's money? Silence. Found out later Derek had already moved on. Some girl from his gym. Alicia had burned her life down for a guy who collected damaged women like Pokemon cards. Final update. 3 months later. Life has a funny way of balancing scales. 3 months post-explosion, here's where everyone landed. Alicia, living with her parents. Lost her social media job. Turns out companies don't love when their social media managers become viral cautionary tales. Still posts cryptic quotes about rising from ashes and knowing your worth. Still single. Derek ghosted her completely once his new girl found out about the drama. Last week, she texted, "I miss us." Me, which version? The one where you criticized everything I did, or the one where you cheated to feel something? The beginning, when you wrote me poems. I still write poems, just not about you. She asked if we could talk, in person. Closure, she said. I agreed, mostly out of curiosity. We met at a coffee shop. She looked tired, older somehow. Elisa, I ruined everything. Yeah. That's it? Yeah. What do you want me to say? That it's okay, it's not. That I forgive you, I don't. You wanted honesty, there it is. I thought cheating would wake you up, make you fight for me. I was already fighting, you just couldn't see it because it wasn't dramatic enough. She cried, said she'd been in therapy. Finally understood how toxic she'd been, how she'd created the very distance she complained about. Me good? Growth is good, but it doesn't rewrite history. Alicia, do you think you'll ever forgive me? Honestly? I nothing you. And that's worse than hate. She left after that. No dramatic exit, just defeat. Started seeing someone new, Leah from my writing group. She actually reads my poems, provides feedback, doesn't compare me to some idealized version from our honeymoon phase. Funny thing, I'm more like the old me with her than I'd been with Alicia in over a year. Turns out I wasn't broken, I was just with someone who made me feel that way. Still journal, but now it's less autopsy reports and more actual life. Last entry was about a terrible movie Leah and I watched. She fell asleep on my shoulder. I wrote about how peaceful it felt. No drama, no tests, just companionship. Published a few pieces about emotional manipulation. They resonated. Got invited to write for a mental health blog. Turns out processing pain publicly can help others recognize their own toxic patterns. The lesson: when someone says they miss the old you, ask yourself, did you change, or did they just break the parts they claim to love? Because genuine love grows with you. It doesn't demand you stay frozen in whatever version was most convenient for them. Alicia wanted the passionate poet who'd burn himself out for her approval. When he evolved into someone with boundaries, she called it betrayal. Then actually betrayed him, trying to resurrect a ghost. The irony? The journal that ended us was full of the raw, honest emotion she claimed to miss. She just didn't like that those emotions were grief and exhaustion instead of worship and need. Some people don't want your authentic self. They want their favorite version of you, on demand, forever. When you fail to deliver that impossibility, they'll blame you for changing while they shop for your replacement. Let them go. The right person will love who you're becoming, not mourn who you were. And if they violate your privacy looking for ammunition, well, sometimes the truth is the best revenge you never had to plan. If you're reading this, Alicia, yeah, I know you still check my Reddit. This is what accountability looks like. No manipulation, no drama, just truth. The old me would have protected your reputation. But like you said, I'm not him anymore.